Salut à tous, je voudrais vous parler de WiX et de sa nouvelle technologie Corvid. Si vous vous intéressez à WiX, vous savez comme moi que c'est sans doute aujourd'hui la plateforme qui permet de créer le plus facilement possible son site web et aussi de le référencer. Mais pour tous ceux qui aiment coder, ceux qui aiment vraiment personnaliser ou rendre dynamique les pages d'un site web, c'est vrai que WiX était un petit peu frustrant parce que justement, il était fait pour les gens qui ne savaient pas coder, qui ne voulaient pas coder. Et bien aujourd'hui, vous avez le meilleur des deux mondes parce que la technologie Corvid, que je vous présente justement dans la vidéo qui va suivre, vous permet maintenant de coder en JavaScript directement dans vos pages WiX, donc dans l'éditeur dans lequel vous avez sans doute déjà l'habitude de travailler. L'équipe de WiX est venue à Paris en février 2019, si je me souviens bien, et j'avais ce jour-là un peu d'équipement pour filmer, pour capturer le son, donc j'en ai profité, même si la qualité, vous m'en excuserez, n'est pas vraiment parfaite pour le son ni pour l'image, mais ça a l'avantage au moins de vous présenter en quelques minutes toute la puissance de Corvid, car vous verrez qu'il est possible, en quelques dizaines de minutes, de créer une application avec quelques lignes de code. Le JavaScript n'est pas un langage compliqué, même moi j'ai décidé de m'y mettre, c'est pour vous dire, et c'est vrai que c'est très intéressant, c'est sûr, il faut un petit peu de temps. La courbe d'apprentissage n'est pas facile si vous n'avez jamais codé, donc si vous avez déjà un petit peu touché à un langage informatique, même dans votre jeunesse, eh bien, ce sera très facile de commencer à coder avec du JavaScript. Et grâce à Corvid, grâce à JavaScript, l'expérience utilisateur sur votre site internet ne sera que meilleure puisqu'elle sera de plus en plus personnalisée. Vous pourrez réutiliser directement dans vos pages les données transmises par votre utilisateur, par exemple lors de son inscription, ou utiliser, exploiter une base de données tout à fait personnelle pour travailler sur vos images, modifier l'affichage en fonction du contexte, afficher ou masquer certaines parties de la page en fonction des actions de l'utilisateur. Bref, vous aurez compris que c'est un outil extrêmement puissant, mais qui reste tout de même à l'image de WiX et dans l'écosystème WiX assez simple d'utilisation. Si vous connaissez des développeurs, des créateurs d'applications, ils pourront vous dire à quel point la création d'une application n'est pas une chose simple. Or, avec le système WiX et avec Corvid, vous avez déjà tout le cadre qui est posé. Il ne vous reste plus qu'à activer en fait la fonction Corvid. Et pour ceux qui ne veulent pas, toujours pas entendre parler de code, eh bien, pas de problème. WiX reste toujours aussi simple d'utilisation. Il vous suffit de ne pas activer en fait la fonction Corvid dans l'éditeur, car vous allez voir que tout se passe dans l'éditeur, celui que vous utilisez tous les jours pour créer vos pages. Merci à WiX France de m'avoir permis de diffuser cette vidéo et grâce à elle, j'espère que assez rapidement, en quelques minutes, vous verrez à quoi sert un langage de programmation, qu'est-ce qu'il peut apporter à votre site internet. Mais croyez-moi, ça vaut vraiment le coup si vous voulez augmenter les capacités, les fonctionnalités de votre site internet. Si vous avez des questions, des suggestions, vous avez des liens qui s'affichent à gauche, à droite ou en bas de cette vidéo. Si vous la regardez sur YouTube, eh bien, dans les commentaires, allez-y, posez vos questions, échangez entre vous, je n'hésiterai pas à vous répondre. Je ne suis pas encore un spécialiste de JavaScript, mais je connais très bien la plateforme WiX. Vous savez sans doute que j'ai déjà créé plusieurs tutos sur WiX. Si vous ne connaissez pas WiX, eh bien, je place aussi les liens dans la description pour que vous puissiez voir des extraits de mes différents tutoriels. Et bien sûr, un jour peut-être, qui sait, un tuto JavaScript et Corvid. Profitez bien de cette vidéo, j'espère qu'elle vous sera vraiment utile et je vous dis à bientôt pour d'autres infos sur WiX.
So basically we have three main things that we need to have in our application. First one is strong infrastructure in global scale. We need something that holds up and is able to be delivered to a lot of people. We need rich APIs and services because no one likes a boring application. And we need a powerful UI. I mean, every one of you knows, even the guys that are not developers, everyone knows that the UI actually is what doing the application. The application, as complicated as it may be, if it doesn't have a good UI, no one's going to use it. So the challenges we have is, first of all, we need to try to get started. This is a challenge as itself. We're going to get into this one firstly. Then we're going to talk about how we're building the application, which is the main challenge. And the last thing is going to production. Like we first decided what we're going to do, then we build it, and now we want to take it out to the world. So these are three main challenges when you develop any application, not only a web application.
Sorry guys, is it okay? Is it going too fast? You understand? Vous comprenez?
Okay. Okay.
You good?
Okay?
Nice.
Awesome. So challenge number one, getting started. First of all, we need to decide what we drink and eat. So coffee and pizza. Although I'm on a diet, so I didn't eat pizza for a long time, but that's just a suggestion. Now, we're going into technical stuff. We need to decide on a database, which is always a complex thing to do. It's very hard to define what kind of database your application needs. There are a lot of options in the market. So I'm going to tell you now about Corvid's built-in database. The built-in database of Corvid, can you see it well? Is it okay? I think maybe we should turn off
Switch off the lights, yeah.
Don't know if it's possible, but
let's try. So this is Corvid's built-in database. What you're seeing here looks a lot like an Excel sheet, right? These are the cells, and we have a database. We have items here. Doesn't look very good, but we have a few items here. Things that are connected to Rome in this case, like the city of Rome, and I have a title, location, an image, and a description. So it's really easy to look at it. And as I said, it has a friendly UI. I can go into this UI and just change whatever I want really easily. I don't need to deal with any database queries or SQL related queries, stuff like that. It supports text, media, objects, JavaScript objects, arrays, galleries, tags. Yes, you can actually have a gallery over here. It is fully accessible with code, with JavaScript code and WiX's APIs that connects Corvid and the databases. And we have sandbox mode and live mode. So you can test your site on a sandbox mode and it will have no effects on the live site. It also supports import and export, just CSV files as you may expect. So we can just take out everything you need in the database, put it in another site, or just do any other stuff you want to do with Excel on it. And it supports permissions, so not everyone can read and write the database. You can decide whether it's open to everyone, maybe just the site members, maybe the admins, and also the permissions taking into consideration read and write. Yeah.
What's the difference with sandbox mode and live mode, please?
Okay, so sandbox mode, you all know WiX, right? So you guys familiar with the preview mode of the site? Mm-hmm. So sandbox mode is connected to the preview. Like when you're trying to develop something in Corvid and you want to use the database in some sort of way, even if it's in code, it doesn't matter if it's in code or not, you can just connect the data. You can test it on a preview site, then it will go into the sandbox mode, so no one is going to see it on the live site. This actually protects you from showing things that you don't want to show in the live site unless you explicitly did it. Okay? You can just think it.
j'ai pas trop compris, mais.
C'est une mode de cassette en fait. C'est pour tester.
Voilà, okay. En gros, tu fais des modifications et tu peux voir en live directement si ça les appelle dans son site.
Ok.
Ceux qui sont en live, c'est ça.
Okay? I can give an example. Like if, for example, you want to show a list. If I wanted to show a list of all of these photos that I have here, and I wanted to check this on preview site before I'm going live, I would put it on the sandbox database. I'll go to preview on my website and I'll see it myself, but no one else will be able to see it unless I hit publish. Okay? So this is about the database. The other things that are coming to mind when we try to get started on a web application is we need to decide on a framework. It might be React, might be Angular, might be Vue.js. There are a lot of frameworks in the web development world. We want to choose our IDE, which is where we write our code. Some of you may know VS Code or IntelliJ, or each one of these. Transpilers, I don't know if anyone heard of ES6 or TypeScript or any one of these, but these are mainly ways to write JavaScript that goes into some sort of compilation and brings you native JavaScript code. Then we need a bundler, which takes all of our code together as the app gets bigger and makes it only one file, so it will be light and easy to use. And the worst thing about it all is we need to integrate all of this stuff. So how many of you has tried to create his own development platform or like from scratch? Yeah. So how hard was it? Like it's not fun, right? You're trying to find a GitHub that you can clone or something, and then you're trying to run Webpack or whatever that is, or something you can use. And it sometimes takes it can take days to get your setup working. So now I'm going to talk with you about Corvid's development platform, which is going to show you how we take all of these challenges that we just talked about and we solve it. This is our built-in IDE. This is online IDE. You don't need to have your own IDE, although you can use your own with Corvid. So you don't even need to install anything. You just go into a WiX site, you open the developer tools, and you start coding. It supports ES6, if you know this notation of async await, for example, and all functions, and basically everything that's supported in ES6. We have front-end page codes, which we can write on each of the pages that we have on our WiX site. We support backend code, which we use mostly for security stuff and third-party integrations. We're going to go over this as well. And it requires zero setup. As I said, all you have to do is just create a new WiX website, toggle on the developer mode, start working. No installations, nothing to wait. You start working, you click the publish button, you have a live application.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Just one question. Is that possible to use Node.js just on Node.js with Corvid?
What do you mean by use Node.js?
Just use Corvid as a web server with Node.js.
Yes, you can. Corvid has a feature that we call HTTP function. You can expose endpoints like you would do if you have your own Node HTTP server, and you can use it as well.
Okay.
So you don't really need to have the website. You can only have the backend code that deals with the function. Okay. So we covered getting started, I think. Is it all clear for now? Yes. Awesome. We covered getting started, so we're going to talk about building the application. So, as I said, it all starts with a great UI, and I don't think that I need to tell anyone here about WiX's UI builder. Everyone knows the editor, right? Mm-hmm. You can agree that this is a pretty cool editor. You have a lot of great components. Everything looks beautiful, and it's really easy to use them and to custom them. So in other places, you're going to need to use HTML and CSS, which takes a lot of time. Over here, you get everything just built in, out of the box. We have a drag and drop. I'm just going to go over this really quickly because everyone here knows WiX editor. We have the drag and drop mechanism, and this is accessible by code. So you can't see this one very well. It's a shame. Can you see what's in here? I'll just read it for you. Okay. Here I have a button, right? You all know the WiX button. This button has an ID. It's called My Button. Mm-hmm. And in the code, I'm grabbing this button and I'm changing the label to say click me. Like when this code will run, this will no longer say upload image. I'm just going to change it. So it's fully accessible by code. In terms of button, I can, change its link or change make it disappear or reappear again or other stuff. So, done with the UI. The next thing developer likes is teamwork. I know this is an issue with Wix, like not only in terms of development. Everyone who tried to build a website on Wix always ask us if two people can work on the same time on the editor. Up until now, the answer was no, but Corvid brings within a new answer to it, and now you are able to download the whole website to your computer, work on it locally, and then push it back. This means that a few people can do it simultaneously.